Привет! It's August 2020. In the Russian city of Kursk, children of all ages are preparing to go back to school on September 1st, locally known as the Day of Knowledge. Tremendous gratitude goes to every medical personnel fighting the coronavirus on the front line. Thanks to their dedication, life in Kursk is on track towards a new normal. That's why today we're going to visit a monastery. This is the Kursk Root Hermitage in the village of Svoboda, about 30 minutes away from Kursk. During the Mongol-Tatar invasion of Kievan Rus in the 13th century, the Tatars laid waste to Russian cities, including Kursk. On September 8, 1295, a hunter from a nearby village found a small icon in the forest where the monastery currently sits on. The icon was lying face down at the root of a tree, and as soon as he picked it up, spring water began to pour out from the very spot. It was a small icon depicting the Holy Mother of God and Christ the Savior, the Kursk Root Icon. Many attempts were made to bring the icon to the village, but every time it would disappear and return itself to its original place. Eventually, a chapel was built on the site and looked after by a priest. If you have seen the previous video about Saint Seraphim of Sarov, you may be curious to know that it was this very icon that visited the young saint and provided healing to him. One day in 1383, the Tatars came across the priest praying in the chapel. They poured oil and set it on fire, but no matter how much they tried, it simply wouldn't burn. Only after they took out the icon and broke it in half, when the chapel caught fire, and the Tatars took the priest prisoner. Thankfully, the priest was eventually found by the Tsar's messengers and ransomed from captivity. He ran back to the site, and to his great joy, found the icon's two broken pieces and placed them back together, and the icon wondrously repaired itself. In 1597, the Tsar ordered the revival of Kursk. A monastery was founded on the site where the icon was discovered, and a church built right above the spring of flowing water. There are many documented miracles associated with the icon and many of its copies. Under various Tsars, orders were given to make replicas of the icon so that they can accompany warriors into battles. During the Polish invasion in 1612, residents of Kursk reportedly saw a vision of the Mother of God protecting their city from the intruders. Then, in the famous Battle of Borodino against Napoleon's invading army in 1812, Russian General Kutuzov prayed in front of this icon before leading the Russian army to their decisive victory. In the turmoil leading to the October Revolution, anarchists carried out an act of terror attempting to destroy the holy image. One early morning in March 1898, they placed a bomb inside the Znamensky Cathedral in downtown Kursk, where the icon remained. The blast left the cathedral in horrible devastation. The marble base blown in pieces, a cast iron door thrown over the street, and all the windows shattered. Miraculously, the icon survived the attack, even though it was very close to where the bomb detonated. With the communists coming to power, the Bishop of Kursk took the original icon out of Russia in 1920, protecting it from destruction. They stayed in Serbia for some years, but left again when the Second World War broke out and German bombardments were frequent. The icon traveled to Austria, Germany, Switzerland, Belgium, England, and finally, in 1951, arrived in New York at the Mother of God Cathedral of the Russian Orthodox Church abroad, where it gained permanent residence. Back at the monastery, this magnificent cathedral was actually a rebuild from 2007. Like countless other churches in Russia, the original was destroyed during communist rule. Since 2009, the original authentic Kursk Root Icon has come to visit Kursk every year in September. A procession of pilgrims would accompany the icon from the monastery where it was first discovered on a 30-kilometer journey to the Znamensky Cathedral in the city. This year, however, we won't see the icon in Kursk due to the pandemic. Nonetheless, the residents rejoice in believing that the icon will continue to protect their city, as it has done for the past 7 centuries. And water continues to flow out to this day. If you would like to visit the monastery when traveling will be a thing again, you can board a train at the Kurskaya station in Moscow to reach the city of Kursk. The journey takes a little over 5 hours, and there are multiple departures daily. Once in Kursk, many buses at one of the 2 terminals not far from the railway station will take you to the monastery and back. As of this video, one-way fare on the 30-minute bus ride costs 55 rubles, which is roughly 70 cents US or 60 euro cents. Keep in mind that you are visiting a monastery, and there are certain dress codes. Please do respect local etiquette, and if you are like me who appreciate good honey, be sure to check out the monastery shop where you can purchase honey locally made by the brethren. It is always a great way to support the monastery. For more information on rail travel in Russia, I invite you to visit my website, link below the video. Thanks for joining, and I hope to see you again soon.